Greetings, my friends. My name is John Shepkoff, and welcome and thank you for coming. What I'm going to talk to you about right now is, many of you already know who I am, okay? I've been teaching people how to pay off their mortgage in approximate 5 to 9 years, and this is something I developed over 17 years. If you followed me, you know that I paid over 2 homes. I was working on my 3rd home, okay? Now, I'm going to show you, I actually have a grant deed, not a deed of trust, okay? It's actually a grant, okay, and you can see there's the seal, the numbers, and at the bottom there's the notary from the title company, I guess, that shows that this house has actually been paid off, okay. And now I'm actually working on my 4th home that I'm going to have it paid off, and I'm almost there. By the way, that home is approximately worth about $420,000. And by the way, if you're interested in learning how to make extra money, you're going to probably want to go to my web address and learn how to do that. And this is how I teach you how you can put extra money. Now the bottom line is I developed this system. In fact, let me tell you a story how I actually got started in this. I knew this guy way back over 20 some odd years ago who had been paying on his home for 25 years. He lost his job in the short, and then what happened is he lost his house. And I asked him, I said, well, how do you lose your house after you've been paying out 25 years? I mean, and you can imagine, 20 some odd years ago, houses were not as expensive as they are today. And I said, why don't you go out there and rake leaves or mow lawns or do something to save your house? And I never got a straight answer. So what happened is I actually developed a system and actually improved on the biweekly. I'm sure you've heard it. What that is, it takes you from a 30 years to a 21 years, 11 months. And what I told people to do, instead of paying someone $3,000, $5,000, do it yourself. You take your mortgage payment, divide it by 12, and put that toward your principal. It worked fantastic, and I was getting banks and everybody yelling and screaming at me because I was teaching people how to do this. Then I developed my new system that I've been doing over 17 some odd years ago, and I improved on that. Now people can actually have their home paid off in approximate 5 to 9 years. Now the reason why my system works, I got to tell you so you understand it, is called front loading, okay? Banks front load. That's how they make money. That they're in the banking is there to make money. So here's an example. If you have $100,000, when all said and done, you'll pay $300,000. So what they do is they make twice the amount of money. Now, what I develop as a system is I have a banking clause that I develop that the banks must adhere, they have to follow, okay? A force majeure, I think as they call that, all right? And what happens is that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if the banks can charge us triple the amount, why can't we do it? And so I found a banking clause that follows that concept, and guess what? What they do is they pay you basically about 125% when you actually give them the payment. Not the first payment, but the second payment, okay? Now, there are people that who've been trying to copy me and follow me and do everything. Like I said, I've been doing this well over 17 years, and there are companies that charge $3,500, $5,000. I've seen people charge as much as $10,000. If you want my system, okay, you do have to sign a contract with me, okay, and here it is, and it's a very simple contract. The contract, all it is basically it says that what it is you're not going to market and try to make money on my thing. That's all it is. I'm giving you permission to use my system, okay? And the other thing is that the cost of my program is $400, okay? You're not paying $3,500. You're not paying $7,000, $10,000. In fact, my system is better than anybody's out there because you can beat anybody's program. You can when you have my system. 3 years. Now, what do I mean by 3 years? 3 years of interest alone. What does that really mean to you so you understand? In simple mathematics, okay, let's just say if we said 100,000, it's 100,000. But when you compound that, that's what I teach you to do, is I teach you how to compound, and I'm sure you've heard that terminology before, that it's not 100,000, it's $300,000. And what happens is now the bank is paying you for the use of your money that they can have to put toward your principal. Hopefully you understood what I just said. Okay, so what happens is, now when you use my system, okay, and you mail out your payment, you have to use your coupon from the bank, and then you turn around and you use the coupon that I'll give you, which by the way, I will email this out to you, and it has 2 coupons on the bottom. Now, all you have to do, and I'll get a little closer, and I'm not going to show you the clause on here, by the way, because everybody would just love to get that. What I did is I put X's on it, but it's actually 2 coupons, and then the upper part is actually teaching you how to use the program, and you just cut it off. And one is you put your loan number. The second box, you're going to put the dollar amount, and then same thing here, loan number, dollar amount. And it has your name, your phone number on it, by the way. Okay, so that if there is a problem, and in very simple term, I'm just going to give it to you so you understand. It basically says, okay, Mr. Lender, you can have this money, but if you follow the banking clause, which I state in here, you can have it. If you don't follow it, guess what? You cannot have the money. So we're using the same concept that the banks actually use on us when they do it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And that's why my principle works, okay? There are a lot of people who copy me, and again, I can beat people an additional 3 years of interest. So what is that? If it's $100,000, it's really $300,000. So you can see why my system actually works. And what's it going to cost you? $400. I will actually email it. It's better for me to email this to you. It's going to be in a PDF file format. That way, all you have to do is print it out every single month, and you just count one of the coupons. There's 2 of them on that. Of course, the top part's actually explaining how the program. You must follow my program to the T. And basically what it is, you make your first payment, and then when you have to wait 5 to 9 days, and you send the other payment using this coupon. If you do anything else different, guess what, my friends? It won't work. There are certain rules that you must follow in the banking system to make the system work absolutely what it is. And of course, the other thing is, like I said, is you will need to sign my agreement that says that you're not going to market or sell my program. When you sign that, I'm going to give this to you, and it's for you personally. You cannot share it with anybody else. It's going to cost you $400. You're going to save yourself, I mean, literally, thousands and thousands. I know I've seen people that I've saved them over $800,000. I've seen people I've saved them over $1 million. Of course, the profit's a little bit more money, okay? But think of it. Whatever the thing is, figure 3 times that amount. And so why not take 2 times that amount of money? Remember that on $100,000, $200,000 you're actually getting charged for? Why not take that $200,000, put it in your bank, and compound that? Guess what, my friends? That will be $1 million. Is it worth $400 to have my program? It's up to you. Give me a call, especially if you want to go to my website. You can also make more money, and you can actually get your house paid off even faster than what I'm actually talking about. The average person, can actually get their home paid off in approximate 5 to 9 years. I've now paid off my 3rd home. I'm now working on my 4th home now. So I've done 3. I'm working on my 4th. It's, I don't know, I'm not bragging. It's about a $1.6 million home. I'm almost paid off. Not yet. I still have a ways. Of course, the appreciation of my property has went way down, but that's okay because I've been doing what I've been doing, so it doesn't really matter. But it works, and I'm living proof that it actually works, okay? And I've been doing this well over 17 years and helping hundreds and hundreds of people do exactly what I've been doing. Talk to you real soon.